Hello, everyone. It's always so good to just be together and see everybody saluting at the beginning and the end of class. It just gets us started in all the right way. And today is a really great day. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing today. We finished our introduction to all of Grasp the Bird's Tail last week. And we also finished, I'm going to say, something like 80% of the Tai Chi toolkit, maybe more like 90% of the Tai Chi toolkit that you're going to need for the rest of section 1 and for the rest of the long form, if you decide to do that. That's why section 1, especially at the beginning, sort of takes so long. Is that, you haven't done a bow step yet, or you haven't, swung from your center or whatever. There's various things. We did a lot about swinging last week and how we did synchronized swinging and how we also sort of swung and had the feeling that we were letting momentum take over, even if we were doing it in slow motion. So we're going to review that today. So if you weren't here last week, we've got that to review. And we're also going to create our own mini practice form with Grasp the Bird's Tail. So once you have that, it's sort of like there's no excuse not to be able to practice your Tai Chi, because you have this, form that you can just keep doing. You start it and it goes around the clock and it comes back. And you're doing a lot of really great movements and practicing your Tai Chi. So even if you don't know any more of the form, it's enough to be able to practice. So we're going to put that together today. You've gotten a taste for it in prior classes. And then we're going to work on swinging, because it turns out that swinging is in all of our Tai Chi. And it's also really important in the next movement, which is a really fabulous movement called single whip. So we are going to introduce some of the swinging that you're going to find in single whip, which is going to make single whip so much easier when you really get into it next week, and probably allow you to do the entire movement in 1 week. So that's what our goal is. So let's get started by everything we know so far. Let's get ourselves in prepare. It's really centered. Go through that checklist with that head high, our feet grounded, sitting on that bar stool, feeling very stretched, that vacuum above our head. Those knees soft, the arms hanging down. We're ready for Tai Chi. We are prepared. Opening, our arms rotating and lifting up to shoulder height, and then pushing down upper arms all the way to our hands. Shifting left, turning out to the right, all our weight to the right, push that button, close our arms and step. Our weight's moving forward as we turn. And big bird on that left arm, our right hand. Pushing down, holding that tail. You are absolutely straight up and down. Your spine is straight here. 1 of 3 moves. We're going to do that again faster and then move on. Prepare, run that checklist. Feel very tall and grounded. Opening, arms floating up. Pushing down, pushing something into the water so you can't push anymore. Leftward off, shifting left, swinging right. Push that button. Close step, raise that big bird. right ward off, shifting to the right, turning to the right, all our weight to the left, rotating that left arm, grab, pull, and close step. Raising that right, that bird, that small bird on our right arm. Roll back, rotating our arms as we turn square, then holding our arms as we swing to the left and shift back. Press. Turning back, our right arm swings in, left arm rotates, and we push out. Ah, here's push. That's the easy one. Turning square, arms separate, back, over the ball, like you're pushing a car up the diagonal. And we'll do that again. A little faster. From prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Shift left. Swing right. All our weight right. Press that button. Close our arms in step. Raise that big bird. Right ward off. Shifting right. Turning right. All our weight left. Rotate that left arm. Grab, pull. Close step. Raise that small bird. Chest to the corner. Rotating our arms as your chest comes square and holding your arms as you shift back and turn. Turning back, staying back, and pressing forward. Arm shifting. Sorry, I can't say everything. Over the ball and up the diagonal for push. All right, so some of that was new last week. Roll back and press, which was a lot. And we can go over all of that again this week. I'm wondering what else was there that was that would like a tip or two. What do you think? Anything you want to mention? All right. Well, I'll take that as we're good. So what I'd like to do is move around the clock, which means that sometimes you're going to be facing a way that you can't see me as well. This is going to help you to get it all in your head. So we're going to practice a little more around the clock. And again, if you want to shout out or anything like that and say that this is the one I can't, I'm having trouble with, that's fine. It's just fine with me, because then we'll know what to come back to, or just mark it on your sort of mental list, whatever is going on that you want more on. All right, so I'm going to suggest that we start here, and we're going to go around the clock beginning in every direction. Get yourself in prepare, head up, body suspended. Opening. Left ward off, shift left, swing right. All our weight to the right, pressing that button. Close step, lift that big bird, turn to the right. Right ward off, shifting right, turning right. All our weight to the left, close step, and coming forward, little bird on our shelf of an arm. Roll back, rotating both arms as we turn to the right, and then coming back and swinging left, turning right, staying back, and shifting forward in press, opening up. Turning square, arms separate, back over the ball for push and up the diagonal. So if we stand up, come forward, and then you could either begin here or you can take a step back. I'm going to take a step back so that my lines work better and I stay in view. And we do it again. From prepare, opening. Grasp the bird's tail, left ward off. Close step, raise that big bird turn. And right ward off, shift, turn right. All our weight left, rotate that left arm, pull out, close your arms and step, and raise your small bird, chest to the corner. So let's bring that chest square as our arms go to the right, then shift back, swing left, reel that right arm in as you turn back square, come forward, chest a bit to the corner. Arms separate as our chest goes square. Come back over the ball for push and up the diagonal. Nice. All right, so you can step up and you can either begin from here. I'm just going to step back to stay in camera. Prepare. Opening. Of grasp the bird's tail, left ward off. We swing right, we push a button, close step, and nice. And right ward off, shift right, turn right, all our weight to the left, grab, pull, close step, right arm rises with that bird, left arm pointing towards the middle forearm. Great, you're in position, you're good. Okay, roll back. You're going to turn your chest square and rotate your arms and just let them move out. That's right. And shift back and turn your chest to the corner. Then reel your arms in and press out. And chest goes straight, square, arms separate. We come back over the ball and up the diagonal. Okay, we have one more to do before we've gone around the clock. So you're going to turn away from me if you so dare. Look at all those brave folks. And we're going to do opening from here. After that, you'll be able to see. So after your next turn. So opening, our arms rotate and they float up and then push down. Nice. Left ward off, shifting left, turn out to the right, all our weight to the right, bend that right knee, put your weight there and push that button, close step, shifting towards your left knee and turning to the right. Look at that, everybody's there, great. And bend that right knee, turn to the right, just let your body move with it. Then rotate that left arm into a grab pull as you shift left, close step, and shift forward. Small bird on your arm. Your elbows over your right knee, and it's like a shelf in front of you that your bird can be on. Nice, nice, very nice. Now we're going to go through this really slowly. Our arms are going to rotate like this. Okay, so your thumbs are going to kind of come towards you. All right, so we are going to turn to the right like a robot. And as we do, our arms are going to rotate. So our right arm is going to look like it's out towards the corner. And our left arm, we could read, crib notes on our palm if we wanted. And our fingers are pointing to the middle forearm of our right arm. And we're going to freeze those arms and shift back, just straight back, but we're also turning our upper body. That's what's really wild. Then we're going to let our arms reel in and press out. There we go. And for push, our arms separate. We come back over the ball and up the diagonal. All right, so let's go over last week's moves. Oh, any questions before we go to last week's moves? All right, let's go over this swinging that we did. And I'm going to show it to you from two different, I'm going to show it to you square first so that you can see it. This is the right arm, but it may confuse you. So then we're going to go to both sides. But here is what roll back looks like. So we're here in right ward off. This is a nice, lovely right ward off arm. And we're going to rotate both of these arms, but we're going to kind of be like a mechanical doll. And we're just going to turn there. As we turn, those arms are going to rotate. We're going to get to here, and then we're going to go back, and they're just going to move with our moving body. So that's the easy part. The hard part is the shift. Remember that? Because you have to shift back, but at the same time, and shifting is really easy. Remember, shifting is just straightening one leg. Your hips will move, but straightening one leg and bending the other, keep those knees in line. But in this case, you're not only shifting back, you had your chest here, right? You had your chest here. As you shift back, you're turning your chest, right? As you shift back, you're turning your chest, but you're not doing this, right? You're not doing this, right? You're not swinging your center. Your center is going straight back, but your Tai Chi pole is turning as you do. That was our challenge for last week, was that. So I just want to remind you of that. Let's look at these arms again, the swinging arms. So we had one arm here. You can look over your right shoulder. One arm here, and the other arm was here. And we are going to rotate these arms. And if you just think that the thumbs are going to come towards you to get it started, that's how you're going to rotate, okay? Right? So but you're rotating from here, right? So you're here, and they're going to rotate. But the other thing that's going to happen is that your chest is to the corner. And I realize that would involve you kind of looking over your shoulder right now. But your chest is to the corner, and now your chest is going to come square. It's going to turn to the right, just a quarter of a turn. So you're here, and as you do, you're like this mechanical doll. very smoothly until you're square, your chest is square, and you've allowed your shoulder to open a little bit so it's going out to the corner. And Erica, look, you've got your hand up, like your right hand is like this. Yeah, right. Nice, nice. I think everybody has sort of got that. Then you're going to freeze your arms there. What you're actually doing is holding on to somebody else's arm here. So you're just going to shift back and turn. But for right now, I'm just worried about the turn. And you're just going to leave the arms where they were. Those fingers are going to keep pointing to the center forearm. Looks really nice, Tia and Gail. Nice, nice, very nice. And make sure that this bottom hand, you could glance down at it and again, read the notes on it. So don't get it turned too much this way. It should be sort of palm up at this point. So let's see if we can put that together. Roll back is like this. So we are in a right bow step. So that means your knees and toes are together, your shoulder width apart from your heels to your heels. And you don't have to be as long as I am. And your front knee is bent. And we were like this with our chest there. So you're gonna, if you're to watch me, you're gonna have to look over your shoulder. But now we're gonna turn square. So when we turn square, we're able to do this mechanical arm thing. Nice, everybody's there. Great, perfect. Now we are gonna leave those arms there and we're gonna shift back, which means straighten the front leg, bend the back, and swing those arms in our turning body. Right, you just sort of swing those arms. And it is your right hand that is pushing, it's not pushing, but you know, that not everybody quite has their right hand. It's not, it's their right hand pushing out. So let's get that right from start. So from here, we have, we're in our bow step. Right arm is going to be over our right knee, which is in front. All right, perfect. And our left arm is here. All the left arm is going to do is this and follow our turning body. That's all it's going to do. Our right arm is going to open up a little, but it's also going to, it's also going to turn up. I mean, it's going to sit like, so almost like it's pushing out. Everybody, I think, has that. So we're going to turn and they're going to rotate and we're going to sit our wrist. I forgot to mention that. Nice, everybody. Very nice. Then we're going to freeze those arms and come back and go to nice. Yes, much better. So that by the time you're done, your right foot, your chest is really to the corner and you're very much turned. All right, we're going to do that one more time. And then, well, here, we're going to do it from here. Turn around, put your shoulder the other way. I won't be able to see you as well, but you. So remember, right arm over right knee, your hands here. And we're going to turn to the right and like a mechanical doll, our arms rotate. So there's that right arm pressing, that right arm flexed. And the left arm is here. You can't quite see it. Arms freeze. I come back and I turn to the corner. Now, if your front foot feels like it's not stable, remember, this is a martial art. You want to make sure you're still tipped towards this direction, tipped towards that front foot with your sort of shoulder. That's an important tip for you. The tip is an important tip so that you don't feel that you're going. All right. Any questions about rollback at this point? I know it's really new for a lot of you. All right, so we're talking about two kinds of swinging. Oh, Rima, sorry, go ahead.
I just couldn't. It's all right.
That's all right, my
I'm a
fault.
little bit confused about what the weight is doing during the rollback move. You kind of said forward and back, but am I pushing off or like somehow I don't think I'm doing the right thing.
So what you want is your feet are always, I mean, you're going from a bow step in the front to a bow step in the back. And when you do, your hips will turn a little, but what's really happening? You're straightening your front leg and bending your back leg. Under a normal condition, that's enough to take you from 60 weight here and 40% weight here to 60% weight here and 40% here. That's enough. If you're not fully going somewhere, like I want to shift all of my weight, right? In which case, you know, you'll be peeling your foot off the floor and moving your whole center over your other foot. But we're not doing that here. We're just letting our center go straight back, right? So that's what's happening here. However, our upper body is also turning. This is a really good question, Rima, because our upper body is turning. And when it does, it's going to put more weight over our back foot. So paradoxically, it's not going to be 60-40 anymore. There's going to be more. You can even just see it here, right? There's like more weight back here. And because there's more of me back here, it's going to be more like 30% in the front and 70% in the back on this one move because we're turned so much. Now, did I answer your question, Rima?
Well, you probably did, but my brain's a little scrambled. I guess
All right.
I guess sometimes what I'm feeling is that I kind of push. Oh, you can't see.
It's all right.
I'm kind of like push, like almost like really quickly, and the weight gets there, but I don't think that's what you're doing.
Oh, it isn't. I suspect your bow step's a little too big. Happens to us all the time as we've done more Tai Chi, and you've done this for a while. So I think what you ought to be able to do is shift this way with just, I mean, your feet do push because there's always an earthquake feeling. Like if you get in your bow step right now, everybody get in your bow step and feel that earthquake, you know, really do that. Your body, if you really feel the earthquake, your feet glom onto the floor, right? And they sort of push back at each other because they're trying to get grounded. This is actually something we talk about in Tai Chi, Deng Chung, the relationship between your feet. So that's always there. That earthquake feeling is always there. But you straighten, you bend, you straighten, you bend throughout these moves. Okay, as long until you decide that you need to shift all of your weight. You'll always hear me say shift all of your weight if it's not shifting weight. So experiment with that, Rima.
So the movement, if I understand, is coming initially from the leg that's straightening. Not because I can make myself go back by
Yes.
bending, but
yes.
Okay. The movement's coming from the bent leg.
From the bending leg.
Well,
wait a minute. So yes, from the bent leg straightening is initiating the move. This is absolutely correct. However, you shouldn't feel like you're doing this.
Right, which is exactly. Yeah.
If you're feeling like you're doing this, you were probably double weighted. A double weighted means that you kind of step too far. Everybody can experience this if you want, like really step too far. Now, even if you like, you can go like this, but if you wanted to move all of your weight, it just feels like you're not stable. And if you needed to do all of your weight, you're like stuck, right? Because you're just too far, right? So you lose your agility. So I'm going to suggest, and on different days, you may have different agility. So I'm going to suggest that what you do is shorten, you know, instead of being like this or something, you shorten it, and then see how it works for you, and see if you can do it then. Give it a try and see what happens. I want to talk about these two kinds of swinging because we want to get into that next move too that was last week's. So this kind of movement, when we're always moving from our center, we're turning like this, and we're encouraging our turn to the right to send energy into our arms, because when we turn, they're swinging, right? They're swinging. And then we're taking advantage. So we don't have to pull them out there. Our turning center pulls them out there, but we're also rotating those arms. And this is a very synchronized, slow rotation. All right. Now I want to show you what happens in the next move. So imagine we didn't stop and this was going faster. So here I was like this, and I went like this, and I went like this. So yeah, Eric's just going, oh yeah, exactly. So it's like this. If this is, if we high five and we were like this, so this is your right hand now, right? And we did this roll back, but if we do it fast enough and snap back, oh yeah, Erica, you got that. Nice. If you go like this and snapped back, yeah, you could just relax this arm as it comes around. And when you snap back, nice, Tia and Gail, nice, yeah. It just comes back on its own. It's taking advantage of momentum, right? So as a martial arts move, I could throw the person like this, right? I could throw the person like this, but I could also, if they don't throw, I can also get in close and then press back, expand back. So there's sort of like one move can lead to the other. This is a very different kind of swinging, right? So when I'm here, it's going with my body, exactly with my body. There's just this rotation of the arms that's added, right? And now it's really going with my body. But then this one looks like it had momentum behind it, right? Because we just did that. It was, all I had to do was turn my hips and let go of my elbow, and it snaps back. So I'll sometimes call this as reel your arm in, like reel it in, reel it in, reel it in. And while we're on this, I want to give you a tip for next week. Nice, Gail, nice experimentation. So the tip for next week is, next week we're going to be doing something like this. We're going to be doing more swinging. And then move for next week, single whip. You've grabbed your opponent. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out which way it goes so I can do it the opposite way. Yeah, I think it goes this way. So So like we've grabbed our opponent. So grab an opponent like this. So if you get like this, so that we're like let's see, yeah. So then you're gonna grab this opponent, and we're gonna turn and throw the opponent in the corner. Yeah, exactly, and let go of them when you get to the corner. Right, exactly. Nice, Elena. Nice. I like that body swing from your center, right? So that's what you're going to do next week. Your whole body is going to be turning, and you're going to try to throw your opponent in the corner. That's pretty effective, don't you think? You can feel the power, right? You're going to be like this. You're going to throw them in the corner. Now, remember that reel in thing? You could kind of do that here. You could throw them in the corner and snap back, couldn't you? So supposing your opponent didn't come when you pulled your opponent. Not very nice to the opponent. So here you are, you're going to throw them, and long about here, say, I'm just showing you what the technique is. Long about here, you realize it's not going to work because they're pulling back the other way, right? What do? You just snap back. And when you snap back, you make a hook and let the hook go into, your neck or some other place that we wouldn't want to really do, right? So that's what single whip is all about. It's more of this. It's more of this. If you can, you grab them and you just swing and you throw. If they go with you, they go. If they pull back and don't want to come with you, you go with them, puts them off balance. You just circle back, you snap back. And when you've got that snap, you guys all could feel before, right? When you turned back, that you had power here. Well, you can just let that power go up, and you'll be learning this hook next week. Give you a hint, your elbow stays down, always, always. And you see water could drop off the end of your hook. And you see this part right here, it's to the extent that your joints allow you to do it, you want to, be sort of bending down here and feel a little tight there. So our sub for next week, I don't know who it's going to be yet, is going to teach you all about that hook. But now you've got it. So I'll just take a moment, and then we're going to come back to grasp the bird's tail. But since we were in the swinging, I wanted to do this. I'll take a moment to show you single whip, not in mirror image, just so that you can, I'll just talk it through since I won't be here. And I like to talk about the swinging. See, I jumped you forward because it's all the same. Your Tai Chi toolkit, it's just amazing. You learn it in one move, and the very next move you need it, right? I mean, we need swinging big time, right? In this move. So what's going to happen next week is after you finish push, you're going to grab your opponent, and then you are going to throw them to the corner. Let them go. You're all done. Except maybe it doesn't work. So you're going to grab your opponent and try to throw them in the corner, but then snap back and get them. Right now, I made it faster than you would do it, right? And get them. Oh, that's half the move. Then there's another opponent over here. So you deflect what they're doing, and then you get that. But that's for next week. that's not for this week. But it's the same, you get it? It's the same momentum swinging, and it's actually kind of easier to feel. So so when we go back to roll back and into press, oops, I just took it off. When we go back to roll back into press, here, here is our regular synchronized turning. But here, this is like that momentum coming in, reeling in. And then guess what, folks? Nice, everybody. We are too close. Is this our body shape? No way. We're like a compressed balloon. So what do? We press out. We expand. Nice. Very, very nice. So guess what? When we do, our arms in the right place to start again. So let's start again. So this left hand is going to come right here, palm down, and point towards the middle forearm. Yeah, we got it. And then those thumbs, remember, it's going to be our middle forearms that are rotating, and our wrists go with it. They're sort of just stuck like you didn't have wrists. So we're going to just turn as we rotate both of those arms. But then the right hand is going to sit up as it goes out. Beautiful. Then our hands are going to stay where they are. We are going to, as Rima points out, push a little bit with the front leg and straighten it. Bend the back leg. Shift straight back, but turn to the left. That's right. Everybody is doing it. And I realize it's hard to see. Great. Now we're going to let that right hand, that elbow, that right arm, elbow bend and rotate the left arm as we turn our hips back. Yes. Left hand in the center here, in here, right hand still here. Yeah, and you're too close. You should feel like a compressed balloon. And then as you push with the back foot and you extend, nice, nice. That is press. Let's go on to push. Our arms separate. And now our chest is square. We come back, shifting back over the ball and then up the diagonal. Just like a car. So remember, we can just put our hands down here, let our hands go flat right here. Going to come back over the ball. But now I want you to imagine you're like behind a car or something, and you're going to make it go forward, push with that back leg, and let the energy just go into your hands. Nice. Nice. All right. So, questions about those two moves? Tom, do you have a question? Or are you adjusting? You have a question. Good. I thought you did. Just wanted to check.
I couldn't figure out how to unmute for a minute on the iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still learning about 3/4 of this in little bits, but some of it makes more sense. But I keep finding that my feet seem to be in the right place, but they keep, like, when I make the move, they don't, the way they're pointing is uncomfortable. And I have to keep changing how they're pointing. And I'm watching your feet, and you're not changing how your feet are pointing.
Except when I do.
I'm not seeing it, but.
Okay, I think for some reason there are two mics on. So I'm I'm going to mute you just temporarily. Oh, actually, it's not doing now. Before it was like, yeah, okay. I think we're not getting the echo because we were getting an echo briefly.
Should I say my question again, or did you get it?
No, I did get your question. Your question is that as you shift back and forth,
Yeah.
your feet feel like they're getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, this way, like twisting. They need to twist.
And your feet are probably moving.
Uh-huh.
Are they moving? Yeah. So I want you to be in an earthquake. Try that. Let's do the same moves we just did. Like let's do from right ward off, roll back, press, and push. Okay. And I want you to try it again. And here, we can do it this way because maybe you can see better. I don't know if it's better or not, but we'll try it this way. So we're right foot's forward, elbow over the right knee, shelf here, left hand, fingers pointing here. And then, and our feet are in a bow step, right? They're shoulder width apart, and left one is out here and right one here. Now, before we get started, I want you to let an earthquake happen. That should keep that should make your whole bottom feel heavy. So get to where you feel like, it's an earthquake, you just haven't put your hands out, right? It's an earthquake. Then we're gonna just rotate our body, and we want to stay in the center while we do that. So our center of gravity is staying in the same place. Now the center of gravity moves back a little tiny bit towards our in this direction, in that direction, but it stays in the center between our 2 feet. Then all we're doing here, we are not moving the bottom, we're only moving the top, but it does adjust the hips a little, but you should still feel that your weight is heavy on your feet. And then straighten the back leg and bend the front leg as you press forward. Then we're going to just turn our upper body, our feet are still glommed onto the floor. Come back over this ball. Notice that I'm tipped a little forward, but I'm back over the ball, ready to push, and push up the diagonal. And I want you to think you were really pushing a car, because that'll glom your feet onto the floor. Yeah, like that. Is it still bothering you?
All that made sense. I mean, I need to practice it a few hundred more times, but it made sense. But when I'm shifting to the left, turning to the left, my right foot wants to turn a little bit. And when I'm turning to the right, my left foot wants to turn in a little bit. And it may just be that my ankles and hips aren't as flexible as they need to be. I'm not sure.
It could be. Here's the other thing. I'm going to do this over here. I want you to get conscious of, I guess I want you to imagine this is so helpful. Mike Lucero has this image. It's so helpful, but it sounds awful. I want you to kind of imagine that yours, mine, everybody's spine sort of extends, and there's this, see you guys, there's this like bowling ball, but it's not heavy, it's not going to hurt you, that goes straight underneath you like on a chain, and then can cut through the floor. Okay, So what I don't want you to do is have a diagonal cut through the door, through the floor when you go like this. Okay, and that could be part of what's going on. I want you to, you see how that my hips turn a little? I want to see my bowling ball stays on this green line right here when I'm shifting back. Now that's particularly hard to do when you're not only shifting back, because this is just a shift back, like here, when we shift back and then we come forward, right? It's, I mean, the camera's not quite right, but I am staying here. It's, you're going straight back. You still want to go straight back when we are here and we're swinging and going back at the same time. Do you see how I stayed in the center? If a lot of people will do this, they're over here, and then they'll do this. Do you see that, how that's different? And that makes it hard to, especially to keep this front foot on the floor. And if that foot was back here, it might really feel less comfortable. So it might be that it's that. I can't really see your feet, so it's hard to know that. But I suggest that you that you look at that. Your feet should be, we talk about the bubbling well in Tai Chi, and we talk about having your feet, the bottoms of your feet really on the floor, all of it, all the time. So if you find, like, pay attention, if you find that at certain points in the move, you're on the inside of your foot, or you're on the outside of your foot, and that is not the way you normally walk around, then something's not right, you know, like you're doing something to turn it, and you don't want that. You always want your weight to be going down. You're like a house. You want the body of your house to be well supported and not any of your joints. You know, you want it to be supported all the way up. You don't want it to be supported at a weird angle. And a lot of us have that issue where we find that the one move in which you usually do end up doing something weird that way is actually single whip, which is next week. So there's a big turn there, and almost everybody says, gee, on that turn, there's this period in there where I'm not on my whole foot, but yeah, so give that a try. We're getting towards the end of class. I wanna practice what we know a little bit, and then if folks can stay just for a couple of minutes after class, I'll explain why I am not going to be here next week. All right. All right. So let's actually start from here. Prepare. And let's bring an earthquake with us. Opening. Those arms floating up and pushing down. Grasp the bird's tail. Left ward off. We're turning out right, and then we're sitting on that right foot, closing, stepping, left ward off, right ward off, turning right, all our weight left, close, step, raise that small bird. Here comes roll back. We're going to the right, turn, 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 and then to the left, straight back, and reel that arm in for press and open out. So we come forward, turning our chest square, our arms separate, come back over the garage door or the ball and up the diagonal as you push with that back foot. And then bring that other foot up. Opening. There we go. Left ward off. Swinging right. All our weight right. Push the button. And close step. Turn, 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 turn. Big bird. Shift right. Turn right. All our weight left. And close step. Here comes that small bird. Our chest to the corner. Now let's put our chest square as we rotate, 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 and then just swing those arms going straight back and press that arm wheels in and expands out. Turning square, opening, back over the ball and up the diagonal. And any final questions? All right, let's close class. Thank you, everyone.